Coffee is getting more expensive fast, and it might not stop anytime soon. Right now, coffee prices have skyrocketed to $4.30 per pound. This is the highest in history, but why is this happening? And more importantly, how high could prices continue to go? Well, stick around because what's driving this price increase might surprise you. Hello, if you're new here, I'm John, a filmmaker turned coffee roaster, and this channel is all about the amazing world of coffee. If that sounds like your sort of thing, hit that subscribe button because you're about to discover that the coffee industry is in a record-breaking mood, and you're not going to want to miss out. So what's causing this surge in price? Well, for the last 13 days straight, coffee prices have been climbing, and the biggest reason is panic. That's right, traders are scrambling to buy up coffee futures, fearing that there's an even bigger crisis ahead. But why all the panic? Well, let's break it down. One of the biggest coffee producing countries is holding back beans on purpose. Now, more on that in a moment. Climate disasters and supply shortages. Brazil, which produces 40% of the world's coffee, has been hit hard by extreme weather. First, devastating frosts wiped out crops, and now a new drought is forming over coffee regions. Vietnam, another coffee giant, is struggling with low yields too. So we've got fewer beans, but demand is stronger than ever. Panic buying and market speculation. Here's where things get wild. Brazilian producers have already sold 85% of their stock, but they're holding on to the last 15%, betting that prices will go even higher. And then there's the speculators. Hedge funds and investors are fueling the fire, causing a self-perpetuating price surge that's completely out of sync with real-world supply. But this isn't just affecting expensive specialty coffee. Supermarket instant coffee is feeling the squeeze too, and here's why. Supply chain and geopolitical pressure. It's not just the beans, it's the cost of getting them to your cup. Shipping costs have soared, driven by fuel prices and global trade disruptions. Tariff threats and political instability in coffee-producing regions are also making things worse. Now, this means that even big brands like Nestlé, Starbucks and instant coffee makers are really struggling with rising costs. So what does this mean for your morning brew? Well, let's start with the obvious. Prices are going up everywhere. Here in the UK, coffee shops are already charging an average of £3.24 per cup, and that's likely to climb. Specialty coffee roasters like me, well, we're going to have to either raise our prices or change our blends to accommodate the cost increase of different beans. And even instant coffee is seeing price hikes as manufacturers struggle to keep up. So is there any chance that prices could drop? Well, maybe, but there's a catch. Some analysts predict that by February 25, coffee prices could drop 20 to 30% as new harvests enter the market. But that depends entirely on weather conditions improving. And because of climate change, and with this in mind, we could be looking at a more permanent shift in coffee prices. So with prices climbing, how can you make the most of your coffee without breaking the bank? Well, here's 4 things to consider. Number 1, and I'm going to say this because I'm a coffee roaster, you need to support your independent roasters. Small businesses, they need stability in volatile markets like this, so jumping away from an independent just when they need your support isn't great for the wider coffee industry. And these companies often work the hardest to keep their prices fair too, which in comparison to high street brands, they're a bit more prone to shrinking their packet size and inflating their costs. Suggestion number 2, stock up. If you've got a favourite coffee, consider stocking up before prices rise even further. This is also true if your favourite blend is about to get a shake-up. They could be looking to change the beans that are in this to keep the prices fair. This might be the last time your favourite coffee blend tastes this way for a while. Number 3, experiment with your brewing. Dialing in your espresso each morning can get through quite a bit of extra coffee beans that don't make the cut, so consider using a different brew method to avoid any unnecessary waste. And finally, coffee prices are a volatile commodity, so these prices could swing back down. Keep your eyes on what's going on and stay up to date, and then you can make the best and most informed decision. But wait! Could your daily coffee ever cost £10 per cup? The answer is quite shocking. The most expensive coffee ever sold went at a recent auction in Dubai, and a single pound of geisha coffee sold for a record-breaking $4,546 per pound. Now obviously you're not going to pay that much for your flat white, but could we see everyday coffee hitting £10 per cup? If these trends continue, it's not impossible. So is this just a temporary price spike, or is the era of cheap coffee officially over? I'd love to know your thoughts. Would you still buy a coffee if it hit £5 a cup? What if it hit £10 a cup? Do let me know below and let's talk it out. And before you go, if you're passionate about learning more about coffee, you should definitely check out the You, Me and Coffee newsletter linked below. It's a growing community of coffee lovers where we break down everything from brewing tips to the latest industry trends. So I'll leave a link in the description. Sign up and let's keep the conversation going.